Look at these shapes and consider this question. Which one is a booba and which one is a kiki? This question was asked to American college students and Tamil speakers in India, and more than 95% of people gave the same response. I did too. People thought the booba was soft and rounded and the kiki was sharp and jagged. Psychologists call it the booba-kiki effect. It's not baby talk, it shows that we can draw meaning from things without meaning. And even when we're talking to someone in the same language, our body language, tone, pitch, and accent convey information beyond what we intend. I think a lot about accents because it seems, at least to some of your ears, that I have an accent. I've certainly never noticed it. Accents develop because people who live in close proximity grow to share a way of speaking, and we have an own accent bias. Studies have shown that even 1-year-old babies have a preference for sounds of the language spoken in their home. But why does the English-speaking world have so many accents in the first place? If England colonised Australia, South Africa, Canada, and the United States, there must have been a point when the English descendants lost their English accent and developed a local way of speaking. Everyone always forgets about New Zealand. The records are kind of sketchy. The first settlement in America was in 1607, but the first voice records we have are from the late 1800s. Somewhere in that time of 200 odd years across the Atlantic, accents changed. In England, it became fashionable to pronounce a soft R, to have a non-rhetoric accent, so hard sounds like hard. And in America, they retained the rhetoric accent, so hard has a hard R. So it makes sense that accents in countries colonised later, like Australia, are non-rhetoric, like this one. And the way you talk can carry information about your level of education, ethnicity, and socioeconomic status. It's not always accurate, but it can affect people's perceptions. One study at the University of Chicago looked at the effects that accents have on credibility. When a person with an accent made a factual statement, say, a giraffe can go without water longer than a camel can, people were less likely to believe it was true. And the heavier the accent, the less believable they were perceived to be. Another study in the UK found that people were more likely to rate a suspect as guilty if they had a regional accent compared to a London accent. Come to think of it, a lot of bad guys in American movies have foreign accents.
You have 13 hours in which to solve the labyrinth.
This is just the way your father looked before he died.
I can't understand a word you said the whole time.
I think what you are hearing is my accent.
When we hear our own accents, we have a positive bias towards the prosody. That's the rhythm, stress, and intonation of speech. Because you like how someone talks, when you're processing what they say, your brain regions involved with emotions are involved. It's called affective processing, when you like one thing and it causes you to like another thing even more without you realizing. Well, we favour those from our own group. With the internet having its own social groups and dialect, what is our own group these days anyway? With so much ambiguity, it's almost like we need a universal accent-free language. In case you were wondering, a giraffe can last longer without water than a camel can. Just trust me.